You ever hear the phrase cradle to the grave? That's how a lot of these idiotic shows appear to follow. Let's see what the greats Critical Drinker has.
Remember back in school when you had to do
Skew?
some class presentation, only when it got to the day and the other kids started doing theirs, you realised you'd totally misunderstood.
Who takes these... who makes these videos? It's like someone standing right above some nondescript Anglo-Saxon that cereal bowl haircut he got. Not that I have much to comment in the way of hair. Wink wink. But my god.
The assignment and done something completely wrong, so your only option was to hide at the back of the class and just hope against hope that the teacher would forget about you and let you off the hook.
Or he could stage a seizure.
Well, that's basically Ironheart for you, a TV show commissioned
Yuck.
5 years ago.
Stupid back then, stupid now.
When the whole let's swap out beloved legacy characters for diverse new alternatives.
You can have diversity as long as it is part of the story. You don't begin the project with the goal of diversity, because then that affects the story itself. Not only that, but the people who have been employed to create these magical farces have very poor storytelling, editing, everything skills. They usually seem like they're out of place, like they were freaking conceived at Woodstock. Parents done a lot of acid while pregnant with them. It's just pathetic. Who are these made for? They're made for them. But do you need an audience in order to do well? Who's to know? Oh, right, yeah, you do. Given how much time and effort are made in the production process, pre, post, whatever the hell, it's shocking how obvious of a failure so many of these shows are, and yet the stubbornness persists. What will it take? I guess standing on a freaking breadline. It's just unbelievable to see. It's very frustrating. My god. Drinker?
Craze was at its obnoxious peak in
Wow, that looks like something familiar.
the MCU, based around a particularly
Holy crap. Oh my... What? Who the hell was drawing this? Oh my god, that is grotesque. Looks like she had... Oh, man. Looks like a human giraffe, goat-footed hybrid. Holy crap.
unpopular comic book character from arguably the least successful era of Marvel Comics
What could go wrong?
ever, who did nothing but ride the coattails of her far more popular male predecessor, only with none of his charm, likability, flaws, or character development.
She's so stunning and brave. She looks like a freaking... She looks worse than the Optimus robots. She looks like an air conditioner. Or like one of those collars that you can wear around your neck that's supposed to cool you, but most of the time ends up just blowing out room temperature air.
It was a show that was basically outdated and obsolete before it was even released, lumbered with a main character.
Hair and makeup, anything? Man, if they had any money allocated to CGI, I would start with improving that freaking face. My god.
That nobody liked
Overall, she dressed like a Chucky doll.
or wanted, and the fact that the past
Get off my plane.
several years have been nothing but a slow-moving train wreck for the MCU, gradually eroded the fan patience and goodwill that might have allowed a show like Ironheart to scrape by. Marvel
It's gonna scrape and roll, tumble, be destroyed. My god, look at that crap. Certain cool concepts, but I feel like a lot of the tech has been done in a more interesting way over 10 years ago in the first Iron Man, plus in shows like Black Mirror, honestly.
knew this all too well, and they all
That looks ridiculous. Oh my god, the guy looks like a diversity Robin Hood. Robin Hood.
also knew there was no way to fix or avoid the problem, so they did
Flying in a tunnel, I can only imagine the impact that would have on the cars trying to just go about their ordinary sad days. Someone's blasting through like a freaking fighter jet. Can't imagine anything going wrong there. Plus, I want to see where those environmental protesters plastered to the wall. Oh, CO2 emissions.
What we all did in that school classroom
Close up, hitting the ground.
decades earlier. They went silent and tried to hide, doing their...
That's really cool. I would love to see that tech in actuality. That would be amazing. If anyone could do that, Elon Musk couldn't do it. Probably would retail for a cool 2-3 million a piece, and of course Apple would monetize it. Gauntlet 1, 2, 3, 4, like the iPhone, right?
their best to bury Ironheart and hope that people would eventually just forget about it and leave them alone.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Well, it turns out you can only hide for so long when you've got hundreds of millions.
From Dr. Doom to Dr. What do I even call it? This looks so stupid. Oh my god.
Of dollars invested and a contractual obligation to release it sooner or later. So, over the past couple of days, the creaky old Marvel PR machine reluctantly rumbled into action once more.
That's what you want, full confidence that your IP is about to fail. Zoe, oh, wow, what a name, even. My god. She looks like the type to be a fan of comics and whatnot. Let's see what wisdom she has to share.
Desperately trying to drum up some kind of enthusiasm around the show with barely a month to go before it releases.
I feel like all the enthusiasm is reserved for the content creators who will systematically destroy, that will take the show apart. It's more interesting to criticize it than to actually watch it. I can't imagine that anyone without any degree of brain damage is really saying, I can't wait to see this on screen.
And today, we got the first official trailer.
Oh man, Riri. Interesting. Just sitting in the kitchen? Yeah, that's okay. And lovely sweater shirt combo. That's bizarre.
Are you ready? I'm not sure I am. No offense, man, but I'm not exactly
Wakanda Forever was a piece of crap. I didn't like Black Panther either. I felt it was it was an incredibly formulaic movie. Nothing happened in that film was any surprise. It was like a formula, like by steps. Everything was predictable. Although Killmonger, people considered him to be a compelling character, it just didn't do it. And honestly, it just seemed like a lot of the scenes in Wakanda were just asking to be mocked.
sure that's a selling point. Damn, man, she looks about as excited as I feel.
In less than 3 minutes, the air in this elevator will no longer be breathable.
Must
That guy, whoever the hell his name is, he was in that. Truly one of the worst Transformers films ever. Like, each one got progressively worse. The one was very good. 2 was alright. 3, getting a little concerned. Anything beyond those was just truly just atrocious. The Mark Wahlberg iterations were just, my god. Who is viewing these screenplays and thinking, yeah, this sounds great?
Must have been taco night, I guess. It's okay though, Riri's got a highly technical solution.
Screw this.
Fuck. I heard Riri Williams was a genius.
Yeah, clearly. I love how the same movie clips from like a while ago are always in use. Oh my god.
It takes a real genius to
Is that me? No.
force an elevator door open.
Riri, I see you. I see you're fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
Pull your tongue out of my...
Who is that? That's from Snatch. Highly recommended film. Bricktop. Wasn't a very nice fellow.
My arsehole, Gary. Dogs do that. You're not a dog, are you, Gary?
I want to build something undeniable. Something
Important.
That hair. To have so many resources and to choose to look like that is unfathomable.
Iconic.
What?
Wow, just amazing editing, sound effects, music. My God, iconic. This is gonna be iconic, not for the reasons you think.
You mean like the thing that Tony Stark already built like 20 years earlier? The gist
So they steel tech.
here is that Hoodie Justice, or whatever the fuck this guy's called,
He's like a Hogwarts reject who just wanders around the subway system, huffing exhaust and just eating rats. This is ridiculous.
offers to give Riri the
Carrying money in a box. Always nice to see.
resources and money she needs to construct her new suit of armor, on the condition that she helps him in return. I'm sure that won't have negative consequences.
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you.
Enough. Oh my God. This is live action Velma. Oh my God. Holy crap.
Can chew. I could chew a lot.
Except scenery.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
And of course, no MCU production would be complete without the patented Marvel humor.
Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
We have the bumbling white sidekick.
And if all of this isn't a sign of how little confidence they have in this thing, then check out these comments from the producers.
A lot of people think that she's a successor to the Iron Man legacy.
Why would anyone ever think that, Black Mario?
But in the comic book, Riri and Tony had a friendship, and eventually she got
She was given a scholarship to Stark University.
her own identity.
The story of
Own identity. Nothing about this is unique.
Ironheart is not a story about the mantle of Iron Man getting passed.
Why would you want the new show to be connected to something that was incredibly successful? You want it to fail on its own merit. I respect that.
If anything, it's the opposite.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Spot the recurring theme here? The one thing they keep desperately trying to hammer home is that Riri Williams isn't just some cheap, lazy DEI replacement for Tony Stark. No sir, she's her own woman with her own personality, and definitely someone
What personality?
you should be excited to see on screen.
I don't think that's true.
Now, call me a crazy drunkard if you like, many people have, but Marvel might have avoided accusation.
Even if Critical Drinker is wasted all the time, he has made more intelligent points and just been perfectly sarcastic enough to have anyone who's made these projects should aspire to that level of non-sobriety. My God.
Like this, if her entire character and backstory wasn't an insecure
By the way, awesome hair.
attempt to one-up Tony Stark in every possible way, instead of a rich but deeply flawed playboy with a talent for engineering developed over decades.
Is that Lahim? I recognize that guy from Crash. Great movie.
Of research.
The one from the early 2000s. I haven't seen the one about the car crashes in James Spader. It's probably a little stranger.
Who constructs an armored suit out of sheer necessity to help him escape from captivity. Riri is a genius teenage tech protege.
There's captivity now, except it exists within the diseased minds of whoever conceived of such a lousy product.
Who probably taught herself how to build quantum megacomputers out of Play-Doh and old Nintendo consoles when she was still just a fetus.
In utero. What else was she supposed to do while she was gestating for 9 months?
Because truly, if there's one thing the MCU needs more of, it's obnoxious teenage girls that are inexplicably amazing at technology.
Ant-Man, Quantumania. If you want to introduce a villain of any import, don't introduce them in Ant-Man. What the hell are you doing?
G.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because
I didn't know what.
we didn't think of it.
Painful.
I'm sure you did your best.
You gotta be freaking kidding me. These are the writers speaking for themselves. There's just no authenticity when it comes to just a love of these fantastical stories. They have, as Critical Drinker says, the message, and that destroys everything.
God damn, is that bitch on the rag or what?
Even Dominique Thorne, the actress playing Riri Williams, really wanted to cement the idea that this wasn't some lame attempt to exploit the legacy of Iron Man. In fact, according to her Trust Me Bro source, Robert Downey Jr. himself even descended from the heavens to this mortal plane to give her his blessing. As if that counts for anything, he's a fucking actor, not the God Emperor of the...
Yeah, this moment, you know, it's very strange. Everyone flipped out, everyone was so excited, but then after that, I feel like there was a gradual growth of skepticism regarding where this would go. You know, post Thanos, things that, you know, all the films beyond that point were the opposites. Like when Iron Man started, there was a clear plan in place. It was just fantastic how over the course of a decade, you know, the films fit together. There was a plan. After Thanos, there was no plan. And it wasn't even like they were making great stories, like filling it in a bit later. It was like truly like they were just making it up as they went, and really making it up because they don't seem to understand the source material. They don't seem to be good at stories, honestly. How the hell do they get these jobs? Honestly, it's painful.
The MCU. Anyway, Robert Downey Jr. and I spoke after we wrapped, and he shared some very lovely words about my journey.
Yeah, why are you effing it up? Yeah, I'm sure my publicist will clean that up. There's no way.
Come on! Your journey? You've literally been in one movie at this point. A movie
Journey to Bankruptcy.
is so forgettable that most people can't even remember you were in it.
Oh, there's a heart shape on her chest. It's another reason, another opportunity for her to say, why are you staring at my non-existent chest, male?
That's not a journey, that's a weekend staycation in Grimsby. He told me how excited he was and that he's rooting for it too. I literally got 2 thumbs up. It's really reassuring to know.
Yeah, you could get 2 thumbs up like this, Siskel and Ebert style, or you can get thumbs up like, yeah. So stupid. These messages are so formulaic, so full of it.
That you're not embarrassing Iron Man. She also couldn't help adding that Riri is just so much better and smarter and more resourceful than Tony ever was, because of course she is. She's dumpster diving, whereas Tony Stark was this bajillionaire. What she's able to accomplish is remarkable.
Son of a bitch!
Oh, really?
Tony Stark was...
Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not replaying that same fucking clip that everyone's using to respond to this, but you do get the point here. Tony's wealth and resources counted for absolutely nothing when he was imprisoned in that cave in Afghanistan. In fact, I'd argue that he had even less resources to work with than Riri, because she had all the time in the world to design and refine her suit, whereas he was forced to cobble his together against the clock, with armed terrorists watching.
You know, funnily enough, if Iron Man came out now, I wonder if the terrorists in Afghanistan would be branded differently. You know, considering the insane woke mind virus that has pervaded all, you know, there's basically been an absolute black cloud over everything in recent years, destroying everything it touches. I wonder how people would complain about terrorists being unfairly portrayed.
In his every move. But hey, why let facts and reality get in the way when there's a narrative?
They just want a better life by building missiles instead of actually, maybe, I don't know, working toilets?
That needs spinning. Unfortunately, by waiting until the 11th hour to actually spin it, Marvel have completely lost control of the narrative.
So much, oh my god, that hair. So much effort goes into making everything, writing, photographing, acting, everything. And they do these scenes again and again and again. I wonder if people genuinely believe that this is going to succeed. You know what, maybe these people are just happy to have jobs at all. And they just keep quiet because they know how lousy this is going to be. Man, that guy looks atrocious. Truly. Hogwarts. Ooh, upcoming Harry Potter for the Warner Bros. Upcoming failure, it seems.
Around this show, and people can now see it for exactly what it is. A cheap, lazy, and pandering attempt to exploit the legacy and coolness of one of the MCU's most popular characters, born from the hubris of a different era when Marvel believed they could do no wrong, and reluctantly sharted out half a decade later into a time when they seemingly can't do anything right. A show that even the creators seem embarrassed and afraid to release.
You should be.
And if the trailer's anything to go by, they probably
Live, laugh, love.
Should be. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Fucking go away now.
Oh, another classic from Critical Drinker. Fantastic content creator. He's really more than a creator, really. so he's one of a voice of the generation. But yeah, I can't wait to not see the show. But strangely enough, like many things these days, I'm more interested to hear about people taking apart Desparo. Desparu. How do you pronounce that? You know, he's always very entertaining. Even Snarky J, upcoming, pretty pleasant to look at. I'd say. So yeah, looking forward to seeing the deconstruction of all that nonsense. So let's find the next thing to comment upon. Cheerio.